Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are making butter, but we're making a compound butter thereafter. It is kind of coming up to springtime and myself and my husband, we have an outdoor pizza oven and really enjoy a really nice pizza, but more so enjoy a properly like a pizza garlic bread. And every time we have a season I normally make a compound butter for my pizza garlic bread if you wish. So recently the sun was out and we're like, yeah, I really could do with getting the pizza oven out and starting having the pizza. And lo and behold, I popped into the Tesco's and we have had some reduced double cream. It was reduced from £2.40 600ml to 60 pence. £2.40, that sounds like a lot for double cream. I normally don't have cream unless we do butter or buy butter, unless I buy it to make butter, but I only ever buy cream for making butter if it's on the discount, because the 600 milliliters cream should yield us about 250 300 grams of butter, give or take. So technically for 60p up against 1.99, which is the cheapest, which is really, really good. But you don't often see a double cream on the deal. So when I've seen this, it's like, okay, that's a good opportunity, because I know somebody been pestering me for the garlic bread pizza. And yes, well, why not? Anyway, so you probably heard or not, I don't know, I assume you have, guys. Making butter is really simple. It literally just requires one ingredient, is basically a double cream. All we're going to do, we're going to over whip the cream until the point it becomes a butter and it becomes a buttermilk. So all I need for this is to have some cream. I've got one bowl for whisking it in, and then I've got one that I'm going to fill in with really cold water. It's really important that your cream and equipment is cold so the butter doesn't melt when you're working with this. And then we have some cheesecloth for ease of things. You don't have to have it, but it's easier for me to do it. And I generally buy my cheesecloths in by like few meters, because I looked online before and I know people selling a specific cheesecloth cut to size, and they are like stupid money. It's so much cheaper just to buy like a roll of fabric that is for a cheesecloth, and it just works out better. Anyway, generally, as we know, guys, when we buy things in bulk, it just works out to be cheaper. This is my way. Again, it's kind of irrelevant, but it's a tip there. If you wanted to start doing, if you make your own cheeses, it's cheaper to buy that anyway. So, right, I am using for these purposes, this is called Mr. Ken. I know, if you follow my channel, I name all of my kitchen equipment, and Ken has been with us for a very, very long time. Although he had his predecessor that's been replaced quite a few years back, still, nonetheless, I love him. He's got attachment for pasta making, he's got everything. I love him anyway. Probably not comparable to KitchenAid, because they have a clear glass things, which I think would be better for the videos. But anyway, I love him, and he's old and he's great. Anyway, so without further ado, guys, I've got 3 lots of that double cream. So I'm going to put them in. And the dates are, by the way, yesterday's dates, because I haven't had an opportunity. But if you know, with yogurts and cream, and you've probably been guilty, especially after Christmas time, buying a few of the different creams, and they sit in the fridge and they're absolutely fine for like another week or so. So unless it's stinky, you're absolutely fine. So if you see one on the deal the night before, you think, oh, I don't have time to make it tonight, don't buy it. It'll be absolutely fine the next day. So off it goes. Hopefully get to see this there. I still do apologise for using the kiddie camera hold thing. I am got to change this for a little bit, something a bit more sophisticated. But as a prep, I'm kind of prioritising where I spend the money right now. So in this thing kind of doesn't matter, but anyway. So we're going in, and it's got to start slow, because if you're going to start whisking this around, it's going to go everywhere. So it's going to be low and slow for a little while. Before you start, guys, if you don't have a food processor, that's no problem at all. You can use a hand whisk, electric one. That's absolutely fine. You just got to find, obviously, big enough bowl to put this in. At the same time, I've seen people, you can do this in a jar. You can take like a mason jar and you can shake it. But you'll be shaking it for like 20 minutes, but that's fine. It's kind of a workout, but as a busy mama, I don't have time. I choose to use this, but trust me, if you don't have this, there are options out there. So let's get it started slowly. So guys, it's been whisking for about 20 minutes. I thought I'll pause that because, I need to, you can see now it became pretty much like a really over whipped meringue. So it's getting there. It's really, hopefully you can see that there. It's getting into the stage of really thick cream. It took about 20 minutes. And because I have put quite a lot in there, as you can see, it's quite full. And it's taken, if you just do this with one pot, that'll be much, much, much quicker. But we can see it's starting to get to the point where we need to be. So I'm just going to scrape this off again. I'm going to let it go again. Okay, right. Let's get this down. And let's continue whisking slowly. As you can see, it started to separate into a butter and buttermilk. And it's now becoming really, really messy. I have probably overfilled this. Generally, guys, if I make it like with one or two of the cream ones. I've done 3, so it's getting really full. And as you can see, this stuff is everywhere. So now I'm going to put the little hat on, which I should have done initially. But the only thing is you can't see properly through the camera. But this is anti the splat guard there anyway. So you can see at the stage, let me just twist this in. See, if you love cream, right? Hold on. Let me lock this in. Come on. Work with me, Ken. Work with me, mate. Here we go. Wasn't that hard? Right. So, where were we? If you like cream and the mess that creates, it's absolutely fine. Because you can lick your fingers, you can lick pretty much everything, but I'm not, hear me, I'm not really a big fan of cream. To me, that's just like empty calories. I might as well just have a bottle of wine instead rather than have a pot of cream. However, nonetheless, the point of this project is for butter. Right, so you can see now it is separating. So the little splash guard is on, off we back again, and hopefully I shall see you in another about a few minutes. I can ram it up now because they're not going to splat at me. When the processor spills milk at you, that means a butter is ready. Even with the splash guard, fails not, it still managed to literally spill all over the buttermilk, all over the worktop. You can see now, look at that, guys. It is literally as hard as anything. And it is a butter. Unsalted, give it that. But my goodness, guys, what a difference between a store-bought butter or not. Yummy. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I'm still processing. I haven't had this for quite a while now. Anyway, as you can see, it's all done. It's all good. I'm going to get this out and shake this out of here. I'm going to strain the buttermilk, and we're not going to waste the buttermilk. This buttermilk is going to be good to make in your instant mash. It's absolutely amazing rather than just using the water. It's really, really good. So I'm going to get this out there, and I'm going to see you in a second, okay? Alright guys, so after fighting with the butter for about 5 minutes, trying to get this out of the can, we are now done. So I have, for all of you who is interested, I have weighed the butter. So out of the 3 lots of 600 milliliters, we basically have a 750 grams of butter. If you were to buy this butter, it's basically 3 lots, so it costs you about £6 to £6.60 depending where you're buying this. This lot at the moment costs me £2.40, which is quite okay. So the next step is, as you can see, I've got a bowl of water here, and this is what the butter looks like. Hopefully you get to see that okay in there. Literally just butter, but it's wet. We've got to now rinse it, because obviously you've seen the buttermilk that came out here, which we're going to use for the mashed potato with our salmon today. Okay, we've got to rinse it because the butter lasts a long time, the buttermilk doesn't. If you don't rinse it, it's basically going to go rancid. So all we're going to do, I've got my little cheesecloth. I'm going to scoop the butter out. And it's pretty much like, I want to be crude, I want to get my hands in there. And try to get this out. I'm going to have my hands out. Sorry. It's just easier, right? The best chef tools are your hands. So look at that lump of butter. It's just yummy. Right, so in there, and again, I'm going to do this call candidly, guys, because I'm doing this for the camera, but you can see we're going to massage it in or out if you wish. Oh, and the water's got to be really, really cold. If the water is warm and everything is warm, the butter will start like melting, you know, when the butter gets a bit room temperature and starts escaping through the cloth. If you do wonder, the cheesecloths, guys, you have to buy one, like, you kind of have to invest the money and get the proper ones, because some of them are really, the holes are really big and stuff escapes through and they just rip. So it's one of those things you got to, you get what you pay for as well, unfortunately. So, oh, that's cold. It is so cold. So you can see it's getting milkier. So we're getting all this buttermilk off, right? It's a weird thing to do, really, but here we go. I think that really should do it. A few minutes and you kind of know. Our water comes out of pipes because it's so cold outside. Our water comes out of pipes like near on freezing, I think. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's like something from the ghost story. Look at that. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just let it sit in water, okay, for a little bit, and I'm going to clean this all up, and I'm going to get my other stuff now to make it in the compound butter. So stay with me if you want to see how we're going to turn out. So guys, here we are. This is our butter, and this is my options of butter flavorings. Okay, first and the best one for us to, this is what he really wanted and I really wanted to, is basically a garlic bread or garlic pizza butter. This one includes of a lot of garlic and then fresh parsley and coriander, which I already chopped earlier. Second one is going to be a sweet paprika with some rosemary, and then another one is a roast garlic. If you guys never roasted garlic before, this is like the best thing ever. Every time I do the roast chicken or any roast meat, I just chuck a few heads of garlic in there, and the roasts up, and it develops the most sweetest, loveliest garlic flavor. So I've roasted 2 heads of garlic, so hopefully you get to see that in there. I'm just gonna squish them out. Oh, it smells. I can't help, I just wanted to eat it. So get that out. You have to roast them with the skins because otherwise, obviously, the garlic cloves will burn. Okay, that's going to be the smallest one I'll make because I haven't roasted enough garlic. I haven't got a lot of garlic, but here we go. Hopefully you get to see that, okay? Sorry, get skins in it. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry guys. Basically, yes. So we got the roast garlic and then the other 2. With the compound butter, is basically, you don't use this as normal butter. You use this as an addition to like a roast potatoes on the top, or boiled potatoes, or to the meat. It's basically, it's not something you spread on a toast, apart from, of course, if you wanted to do like the garlic bread stuff, you have to put this on the bread, then you put this in the oven and you bake it. So without further ado, I'm going to spread the, if I get this out there, a little butter. It's really crazy to work with because it is really greasy, right? It's when you manhandle butter, but it's cold, so it's better for now. So we have 3 bowls, and as I said to you, the most one I really want is the garlic one. So I'm going to kind of do this on the eye, as you do. And the roast garlic is going to get probably this much of butter. See the cook's eye, chef's eye, it's so we're going to have that over here. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more there. You do need quite a lot of butter if you do a garlic butter pizza. You need quite a lot. I think that will do for the flavouring, so now I'll just do this one by itself. So the next thing is, you can use your fork or probably your hands, to be fair. You can mix it together. Excuse me, I'm going to use my hands, right? It's just kind of easier. You could wear a glove if you wanted to, but hopefully you get to see that. It's something that's satisfying. If you do work with dough, you bake, is the sort of handling of the stuff like this. So, sorry, it's not attractive looking, I'm sorry, but it's what it is. Okay, because it's getting a bit warmer now because I'm touching it. It's not helping. Right, so we have now the rosemary and paprika, sweet paprika. Mix it in. The paprika gives a really nice colour, and that'd be lovely on some chicken, roast chicken or roast pork. It looks like it's a little paprika, but it's not. It's a sweet one, so it's okay. Okay. Hopefully you guys get to see that okay. I'm really sorry, that's the setup. It's a new setup we've been trialing. Hopefully that's kind of working for you. We just need to work on the equipment part. Okay. Okay, that's kind of done. I don't know overwork it because it will melt. And, sorry, I'll do that one, which is the garlic and herbs. I feel like an artiste. Okay. I'm not going to overwork this for you guys for the camera just now because you not really get to see this properly anyway. Lost some. Right, okay, I'm going to quickly go and rinse my hands. And I'm going to be back, season this, and then we'll come back into making our little butter sausages. Okay, I'll see you in a second. So guys, here we are. We're all done, hands are clean. So, I've got a tiny little bit of Sicilian salt. We're big fans of Sicily. We used to go there pre-COVID for like every year for the past like 7 years. We've seen how this made. It is the most amazing. It's really, really like got really proper sea flavour. But it is. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit in there. And when we're going to make our little sausages, they're just going to work this in there. Okay. Got pepper. I'm going to do pepper heavily on the roast garlic one, okay? So, all right. And the next thing we do, guys, I'm going to get this just out of, you can keep that one there. The best way I find to do it is you can put this in any container you want, but don't forget with this kind of batters, guys, you don't want to freeze this in like a 1 kilo batch or little square because, well, you've got to get this out and use this in one go. Because they are flavored batters, chances are you only need a little bit of the time. So I found the best just to keep them and basically freeze them in the little sausage, so you can just cut off as much or as little as you need. Okay, I've got one of the cling film that doesn't want to play the game. Is the heat and freeze. It's basically like a, oh, come on, sorry. It's basically commercial type cling film, okay? So, I'm going to demonstrate to you on one. Let's hopefully maybe see if you can see that there. I'm hoping you can anyway. I will find a better way, guys, of showing you this. I really would do, hopefully. So, let's go with the, it's melting, with the roast garlic one, okay? Simple as, we're putting it in there, okay? And then we're going to fold it over. And yes, I have a dirty hand again. We twist it. We're trying to smooth it out because we kind of want it as a sausage, right? Gonna see that? Okay, right, I'm gonna bring this to me, guys, now, I'm sorry. So, we do this. Twist it in. And kind of trying to smooth this out. Do this again. We're trying to push the air out, basically trying to push the air out of our little sausage. It's not perfect, yes, I'm not professional, but you know, I'm trying to make it look half decent for you guys in the camera, but generally just get to the little inner sausage, get lobbed in the freezer, and it's happy days. So here we are. Hope you get to see that. See, little sausage. Round little sausage. Right, this is our roast garlic, okay? So that, I'm going to trim the edges off, and it's just going to go in the freezer. You can use the parchment paper, absolutely fine, but I found With the parchment paper, you have to unroll it and then cut it. This one, you can just put this in there, put it in the bag, and then you can cut it, because once it's frozen, you can cut it a little bit easier, and then you can put it back in like a food bag again, and you can put it back in the freezer. So I'm going to continue with the rest and do the rest done. I've got uber huge one of those commercial rolls. Okay. And we don't want to leave the batter sitting there for too long. It does get obviously a bit wet, not a bit wet, sorry, a bit melty, and it's just a bit harder to work with. So just work this in. It's like being at school with the Play-Doh. Not that I remember. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? We're doing this for ourselves, okay? Okay. That's as best as I'm going to get it for now. Little sausage. There you go, you can see sausages there. And guys, you can do whatever butter you feel you want to do, honey, lemon, you can add on anything you want. And it's literally, once you made your butter, the world's your oyster. And you know, you can add on olives, you can add on anything. But look at this as not a spreadable butter, but as something you put on a meat, on your potatoes, on your fish, just anything that tickles you. And then it's the best thing ever. Here we go. If you grow your own herbs, it's even better. Do you know what? I'm surprised. My coriander and my parsley survived the rubbish weather we had. I'm really surprised, but I'm really happy. I thought it died when we had the last frost, but it's bounced back. So to be able to have some herbs in the middle of the winter, it's absolutely amazing. Look at that. It's artisan butter, look at that. Here we are, guys. Right. As I said, I've done the most of this because this is the most we really want to have. Okay, hopefully you get to see that. Here we are. So we have our 3 compound butters. All I'm going to do now, guys, I am going to chill them in the fridge for a little bit, and then I can show you when they come out so they're a bit harder. And then basically they're just going to go in the freezer to be ready to use as and when you want. So I shall see you in a little while. The butter has chilled in the freezer for about a couple of hours, and if you want to use this imminently, that's absolutely fine, just to be chilling in your fridge, that's no problem at all. But because I'm making this for the future, it's going to live in the freezer. However, I just wanted to show you what we are now looking at. So we're going to start with, let's start with the garlic one. It hasn't frozen totally, but for the ease of slicing, I'm going to show you, this is what we have. Yummy, lovely little sausage. Okay, I'm gonna have now. Oh yeah, look at that. There she looks like a salami. I hope you can see that. Okay, and then we have the onion one. Here we go. So yes, here we are, guys. Literally, hopefully you get to see them up into the camera. Hopefully you can see that okay. So yeah, this is literally as simple as that. And as I mentioned before, guys, you can add on whatever you want or you don't want in there. It's totally your choice, your flavors. You make your decision, whatever you like on your meat or potatoes. And basically, here we are. So hopefully, guys, you really enjoy this video. Hopefully, you at least somewhat find this helpful. And if you did, don't forget to thumbs up. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.